I have made so much from a can of chickpeas, and I am not about to stop. The possibilities are endless. One of my favorite candy bars growing up was the Snickers bar. It's just loaded with everything that is tasty. I love peanuts mixed with chocolate. There just isn't a better combination. It's all really good. So I wanted to make a unique version with chickpeas. I know it sounds odd, but trust me, it's gonna be good. No one has ever done this. This is a first of its kind. And it's something that I'm gonna say is nutritionally superior. It's gonna be higher in fiber, protein, healthier fats, while lower in refined sugars. Now, before anybody freaks out, I am not saying this is healthy. I'm saying it's nutritionally superior. There is a difference. This is still going to be a candy bar. So let's get going. First up, what we need is our can of chickpeas, or this can here, which says garbanzo beans. It's the same thing. Everybody was getting on me about using non-organic because of glyphosates. So before anybody yells at me about that, so what we're gonna do is just drain our chickpeas, saving the aquafaba, saving the liquid. So we do need to divide these. I need a 1 cup and ½ cup portion, which is probably gonna be all the chickpeas because there's about 1½ cups of chickpeas in a can. Now for the 1 cup portion, I'm just gonna rinse these off and try to remove some of the skins. So to do that, I'm just gonna rinse them under cold water, kind of jostling them around, and the skins will float to the top. I do need to dry these out. What we're gonna be doing is roasting the chickpeas. Instead of roasted peanuts, we're gonna have roasted chickpeas. So I'm just gonna toss these back into my bowl, my dry bowl, and I'm gonna give them the tiniest little squirt of olive oil. And we're just gonna be using fine salt, just table salt, give them a pinch. And then these are gonna go in my air fryer. It's gonna be about 350 degrees for 20-25 minutes. They need to be very crispy, very crispy. Now, my favorite part is make the nougat. Now this is not gonna be like a normal nougat. This is not like the nougat that you get where it's like a puffed sugar, a whipped hot sugar. I'm just gonna say it because I know I'm gonna get the comments. This is gonna be like a sweet hummus, which if you think about the texture of nougat, that airy kind of texture, you can see where I'm getting this from. So this consistency looks pretty good, still a little dense, but that's okay. We're gonna just stick with it. Now I'm gonna leave what's in there, and I'm gonna set aside about 3 tablespoons that we're gonna use later on. Now for the secret here to make this very nougaty, we're gonna add 1½ cups of almond flour and 2 tablespoons maple syrup. Quickly process this together. Love the way it came out. So I have a little bread pan here. Perfect size, I think, for like a Snickers bar when you think about how big a Snickers bar is. Parchment paper in here and just make sure that it's kind of pressed in pretty good. And then toss in our nougat base. So at this point, all I'm gonna do is just kind of smash this in here, try to get it as even as possible. I'm just gonna trim this to fit because if I try to press it in there, the sides are gonna roll up. And we're gonna toss this in the freezer for about an hour, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor. I have been using Hungry Root for a couple of years now, and I will never go back to a time without it. Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy. It's like having a personal shopper and nutritionist all in one. So, I mean, if you're like Monica and I, figuring out what to eat is kind of a chore. We both work a lot. We're doing this running and exercise thing now, so time is pretty limited. And healthy meal planning is tough. So Hungry Root pretty much does that for you. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping. They recommend healthy, high-quality, nutritious food tailored to your tastes, nutrition preferences, and health goals. With over 15,000 recipes shipped each week, there's something for everybody. Whether you're looking for anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, high-protein, and more, they have great options for the whole family. With healthy groceries like smoothies, kid snacks, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, salad kits, and even supplements. Just tell Hungry Root about your goals and preferences, and they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about what you like and didn't love. And I love that there's no high fructose corn syrups, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of the Hungry Root foods. And I always love the snacks they send. Hungry Root, you gotta keep sending these cookies. They're so good. I mean, they're so good. So gang, take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box. Plus, get a free item in every box for life. So click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use code SAUCE. That's 40% off your first box, plus a free item of your choice for life at hungryroot.com with code SAUCE. Hungry Root, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for always making my grocery shopping, meal planning, the recipes, everything's just great. I just love it. Okay, it's been about an hour, which means that our nougat is probably almost frozen and our chickpeas are completely dried. So let's make our caramel. Now it's not gonna be your normal caramel that you would normally have. This is gonna be some maple syrup along with our little hummus mixture that we have and a little bit of aquafaba. I know, a little weird, but so the first thing that we have to do is we're going to add a cup of maple syrup to a saucepan along with a 1/4 cup of aquafaba. And we're gonna bring that up to a boil and then turn the heat down and let that simmer. Our syrup is doing well. We're 5 minutes in. This is looking pretty good. I feel pretty good with the way this looks. I'm going to take my little bit of hummus mixture that I have here, take this off the heat, drop the hummus mixture in, and then we're just gonna whisk this in. So we're gonna cook this maple syrup for about 20 minutes until the bubbles start to get larger and slower. So the chickpeas are done, they've cooled down, and now you can actually work them. I'm actually gonna crack a bunch of them in half. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and spend my time and crack all of these in half. That'd be kinda crazy. Just the ones that will just do it just with a quick press. And we're just doing that while the syrup is boiling. Now, once you get a bunch of them kinda like cracked, the ones that just naturally will, what we're gonna do is take our bars out of the freezer. This is looking pretty good, pretty good. I'm pretty stoked about it. Fairly firm. So all I'm gonna do is just dump these guys right on to the top here. I'm just gonna kind of give them a press so that way they're slightly into the nougat, not much. Kind of starting to look like an interior of a candy bar would look like, to be honest. So at this point, I'm just gonna give them a little pinch of salt. Okay, so once those bubbles start to get pretty large, I'm gonna go ahead and just add about 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. The fat is gonna kind of help bring this all together and really thicken up, along with around a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now you gotta watch when you add that vanilla extract, that might bubble up a little bit, but you can see this starts to really thicken up. This comes out like a nice caramelly sauce, and I don't wanna add this super hot caramel mixture. Caramel? I don't know, yell at me in the comments, I don't care. I don't wanna add this super hot caramel mixture to this frozen thing, because I want this to stay fairly cool. We're gonna put this in the freezer again to thicken up. World's first hummus, caramel. Let's add this on. Now, I might not add the whole thing. Just gonna add enough to cover these chickpeas. It might be the whole thing, but let's see. I think that's gonna be it. We're going to toss this in the freezer to firm up for about another half hour or so. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm getting excited. These only were in the freezer for maybe 15 minutes, but they're pretty firm, and I think it's firm enough to cut and maybe firm enough to start making our bars. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at that, look at that. So I'm gonna wipe my knife down with just a little bit of coconut oil, just so it doesn't get stuck in this caramel. Now I'm gonna make each one of these bars about 2 of my finger width. It is soft, and it's gonna be a tight finger width distance because there's gonna be some chocolate on the end here. Okay, we made 8. Thought we were gonna get a little bit more out of this, but I think 8 bars is pretty good. These might be a little bit wider than what I was originally intending, but let's go ahead and get into our chocolate. For our chocolate, we're going to do a microwave method today. I know people are not gonna be super happy about that, but we're trying to make this quick and easy, painless. Now this is 80% dark chocolate. We are doing 85% dark chocolate, but I do want to lighten it up just a touch, not much, make it 80%-ish. So we're going to start with about 1.5 cups of dark chocolate chips, or about my whole bag here, and a tablespoon of coconut oil. Now I'm going to pop this in the microwave for 30 seconds. Stir, back in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir, 15 seconds, stir. We're gonna check the temp, make sure it's not above 90. If it is, we're gonna continue stirring until it drops below 90. Then back in the microwave for 10 seconds, and we're gonna stir, keeping it below 90. And now we need to dip our bars. We're gonna grab some forks, and all we're gonna do is just lower our candy bars down into the chocolate mixture. Make sure they're fully coated on both sides. And do a small little drip rack with some chopsticks here. Boom. After a minute, it should kind of start to dry up. We can make the little design that Snickers is famous for. I'm gonna toss these Chickpea Snicker bars into the refrigerator, let them firm up, and then yeah, we will come back and give these a try If you have excess chocolate and you have like a little chocolate mold, you could throw your chocolate into the mold to make another chocolate bar. Just salt it up, maybe a little nuts, whatever you want. I'm gonna throw some peanut butter powder on it. Okay, these look amazing. They came out perfect. They're nice and firm. They were only in the fridge for a moment. I'm gonna try to trim them up. There was a lot of extra chocolate, so let's just gotta cut them as best as I can. Some of these came out better than the others. The little line didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, but I mean, on some of them it actually looks pretty good. Now these look awesome. I cut it open. This looks amazing. Look at that caramel pull. Probably not as much as I wanted, but you know what? It's all good. This is a Snickers bar made from a can of chickpeas. Let's see what Monica has to say. Baby, when was the last time you had a Snickers?
I don't know. I mean, probably like when I was in college or something.
Oh God, so okay, so it's been a while since you've had a Snickers. So
yeah.
Well, I just want to see what you think. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
This tastes like a candy bar.
Yeah.
It tastes like a Snickers bar.
Yeah, give it your rundown.
Oh my God, this is delicious. So, chocolate on the outside.
Yep.
It's like this soft, buttery, almost like mochi kind of, but not like a pool, you know, but this is like this nice soft texture in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's like this crunch. It almost is like rice crunches.
Yeah. It's better than,
I love this crunch.
it's not as sticky as a nougat, that like soft part.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I mean, I don't know, I like it better.
Yeah, I love this. And I like the crunch and the crisp.
But flavor-wise, does it remind you of that? Do you remember it?
Yeah, it tastes like a Snickers.
Like the caramel, the nuts, because there's like, a Snickers is caramel, peanuts, and nougat.
That's what it reminds me of, all of
Yeah,
it.
but better.
Like chocolatey and candy, like, you know, candy bar like. And I have no idea this was chickpea.
Yeah, it's all chickpea. This one's shocking. Like, I feel like it's one of my better chickpea recipes.
Oh my God,
yet.
this is amazing. I can't even believe this was all made with chickpeas.
Yeah.
So is this like just a really good protein bar too?
There is more protein. It's about the same calories as a Snickers bar. More protein, less sugar, less saturated fat.
Like, is this good?
More fiber.
Is this good after like a heavy workout?
It still is a dessert. It's still, it's 100% a candy bar.
And some protein bars are, right?
Yeah, that is true. Some protein bars are candy bars.
They're not supposed to be.
This is less of a protein bar than it is a candy bar.
Okay.
It is definitely a candy bar.
No, this is awesome.
Oh, the chocolate's definitely melting. I didn't.
It's melting on me.
You know what?
I don't mind.
I'm not good at tempering. But yeah, there we go. I would say every bar is probably about 250, 260 calories. So it is, you know, about the same calories. But you are getting more. This Snicker bar probably weighs closer to 70 to 80 grams, where like a regular Snicker bar is like maybe 50, 60 grams. So it's a little denser. I mean, all in all, I am stoked about this. This is a legit candy bar for fun. I mean, this is like a fun thing. Like, this is like a fun snack. You saw I made a bunch of them. You can freeze these. We have like 8 of them left in there. It's not something you're gonna have every day. So it's like, if you make a bunch of them, you can have them for, you know, a couple of months, even if you have them in the freezer.
If you're good at not
eating them every day. 1 can of chickpeas will change the way, did it change the way you think about Snickers?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So 1 can of chickpeas will change the way you think about Snickers. Chickpea recipes are going to be ramping up every other week. Let me know if you like them. If you really like them, we might just be going all in on chickpeas. We might just change the channel from SauceStache to Chickpea channel. Chickpea Stache. I don't know.
Maybe one of the recipes you can call it like garbanzo.
Well, this can was garbanzo beans. So this one was garbanzos. I am happy about that one.
Delicious.
I think donuts are going to be next. The Egg McMuffin. 1 can of chickpeas will change the way you think about Egg McMuffin. I mean, the possibilities are realistically endless. Let's turn everything into chickpeas. Chickpeas and everything. Well, that's dinner.
Okay. Bye.